wasn't planned. It happened because it happened quite quickly, but it's a bit of a big experience for me and my wife, obviously. Also, the fact that as an engineer, I suppose we're talking about women in engineering, so me as an engineer, yeah, not a doctor. So through the process, we ended up with my daughter, which was amazing, and then the ambulance crew were asking me on the phone if I can check to see if the baby's breathing. Well, I'm an engineer. I think logically. Logic went out the window. I just looked at this tiny thing and thought, how do I check to see if that's breathing? And in the time that I was having this debate with myself, the little voice from the ambulance crew said, it's all right, Mr. Hunt, we can hear the baby crying. Yeah, so that was my experience.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next group. Now, longest piece of toilet paper, how many squares? 10. Okay. And most interesting fact of the group.
So Susan was made into a GIF at the rugby.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I'll go to watch a lot of rugby, and I seem to end up on the TV. Little clips will be on the TV the day after the rugby, a couple of times. But the one time when I was watching the Wales Italy game, I became a GIF. So so it's me jumping up and down with some people next to me. So yeah, I'm a GIF really. That's my claim to fame.
Thank you. Next group over here. Excellent. So what's the fact of this group? Shabila.
Like your fact, sorry, that you watched Peaky Blinders to learn the Birmingham accent.
That's interesting. Perfect. Thank you very much. Round of applause to all of you for taking part.
She always thought it was like the security wasn't good, or the infrastructure of the security of the robot was too dangerous. But now the
Why are you attending today?
My name's Jodie, I'm the purchasing manager at the AGS, and I attended today to meet other women in engineering, really, gain some inspiration and see what challenges they're facing, what their experiences are, and build some relationships.
Okay, and what are your key takeaways from today then?
I think my key takeaways are there's been some really great debates, and for me it's generated quite a lot of self-reflection, and hearing about other people's stories and their experiences of being a woman in engineering has made me look back a little bit at my time and rethink some things and think about things that I do that perhaps I hadn't really thought about, that maybe is because I'm a woman rather than a man, and can I think about that and work with that, and yeah, self-reflection. I think I found it really interesting.
And what would you say was the topic that interested you the most today?
Of the topics, I loved the hydrogen boiler. I'm really interested in sustainability and saving the planet. So and because I'm from a completely different division, I wasn't really aware that any of that was going on. So it was quite new and very interesting. Yeah, I really like that.
Perfect, thank you. And final question, would you attend next year and would you recommend this event to other people?
Yeah, I would definitely want to attend next year. It's been one of the best Bosch events that I've attended. I found it really interesting and very inspiring, so I would definitely attend, and I'd definitely recommend to other women and men as well, because that's something that I was a little bit surprised at when I arrived and I saw some men here, and at first I was a bit like, oh. But now that I've been through it all, I can really see the benefit to men attending, and I think Antonio was spot on when he said, bring some of the men that you work with so they can come and see what it's all about. So I'll be trying to do that next year.
Thank you very much. That was brilliant. Thank you. Thank you.
So we're going to start this afternoon looking at the concept of an elevator pitch. We have Antonio, who has been speaking a lot today already, who will be presenting the concept of what it is, and we'll also have an opportunity to practice and have that chance to take it back with us.
Okay. Can you hear me without microphone? It's okay. So my name is Antonio Balboa, and I'm since 24 years at Bosch. So you already imagine how old I am. And working now since only 2 years in UK. So I hope I didn't put too many spelling mistake or mistakes in my one slide. Elevator pitch. Some of the people don't know, because some ask me what is it. So the concept is pretty easy. You are in the Empire State Building at the entrance, and you enter in the elevator, and you are alone. And suddenly, Barack Obama appears. I don't take the President of the United States, because otherwise some people will say, and the UK Prime Minister, I don't know. Okay. And you have 1 minute drive till the top of the Empire State Building to tell Barack Obama that you are the next affair secretary. So, and this is a concept. You have 1 minute to give your messages. And the elevator pitch, I only say hazard doesn't exist. It's everything is preparation. And of course, you never know if in the elevator who will be there, or if you will now to come back to Bosch, you will have the chance to see one of the G's with you, or even Mr. Denner. But luck is not a concept. You have to be prepared. You need really to know what you want to do. And I found a very, very nice picture for the subject elevator pitch. So very nice picture, because we are at Women at Bosch, and this is a woman. And I like it because the guy is amazing. So the wrong belief when we are making an elevator pitch is, again, to say it was luck. And it's valid for men or for women. He was lucky, she was lucky. That's, again, preparation. I will come in a few seconds on that. The second one is to believe that you are charming enough to handle it. The overconfidence. That's also a wrong belief. And it's valid for men or for women. So prepare yourself. If I take my example, every morning in my shower, very hot shower, minimum 38 degrees, I love it. I'm talking with many, many people about many, many subjects. You can't imagine who was in my shower with me in the morning. And it's really subject that I have in my heart. And it can be from the job, and this is real preparation. And sometimes this is Mrs. Merkel is there, and I will never meet her, I will never do politics. But really, what is important is what is in your heart. What are your messages? What do you want to transport? What do you want to say to people? And if you have this preparation, then one day, when you meet them, then you know what to say. You will transport the message, and the message will be transported with so much heart from your side that they will remain in their mind, and they will remember at you. And therefore, I'm sorry that I'm talking a little bit about myself, but I want to bring it really so near as possible that you take it. It's not only a speech what I'm doing. For Bosch, I moved to Japan. Moving means living 3.5 years. I work there. I work in Korea 3.5 years. I lived many years in Germany, 2 times 6 years. I worked in France 3 years also, and now I have the chance to be in UK. I say myself the chance, but it was not only luck. Also, I did several manager positions, and nowadays I'm SL3. Okay, it's not so bad. I never aimed to, but it was also not luck. It was always because I was some conviction,
Conviction.
thank you. And I transport that with me, and the people remember me. And I'm not a very nice networking person, so I don't have big networks. I don't have a G protecting me and helping me to go up to SL3, but I have my convictions, and this is what I want to give it to you. You need to think about what you want to do in the company, in your life, what you want to move, and then you will have the opportunity to be in the elevator with some person one day, and then you will tell that. And then he will remember you. And then you will get a call saying, yeah, why you are not going to Japan? Or why not going to Korea? And another subject also, when we are talking about women at Bosch, we are talking about family. There was also this kind of question before. Don't believe now that I did always everything, and I said to everything yes. I don't know. The film will be transmitted afterwards, or is making a movie.
It's not live. It's not live.
Yeah, and it will be
edited.
transmitted after that.
Yeah.
Then I don't say everything. But so there is country that told me very nice position in some country, and I say no. Okay, keep yourself. Don't do everything for your career. Not at all. This is not my message. But take your heart, take what you want to do, take what you want to say, and prepare it. Prepare it means, I heard sometimes, yeah, we have to be like a man. I don't like this. But it's true that if you're putting a message to a man, you have to think what will be his position, what will be his reaction, what are his interests in his position. It's clear that if I meet Mr. Denner in my elevator and I told him that in the software we need to change the bit 33 because it's not a 1 what we need inside the software but a 0. He will look at me and we say, well done guy, and then he'll never remember me again. He don't care about that. So you have to think also, what is the person I'm talking to, what are his interests, what he wants, not what he wants to hear in the sense be nice to him, because you have to transport your idea, your motivation, but what he thinks, what he wants to hear as, let's say, argument. And fight against yourself, fight against your own ideas. It will also help you to see different perspectives. I have the feeling what I say is very, let's say, normal, sensible, and a little bit stupid somehow. But honestly, we are all forgetting that. And especially in the stress situation that you are with Mr. Denner. Or, let's say, a little bit lower level, a G. And here in Warsaw, G are coming. Yeah? Who is your G responsible of Worcester? Glock.
Yeah.
Don't know him, but okay, you can't meet Mr. Glock someday, somehow. It is not impossible.
We've had Mr. Denner here as well.
Okay.
How did you know Glock was a man?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I knew this would be a hard. Yeah, no, that's. But let's say like that. I knew because I asked who is the G, and there is no woman G.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah. But yeah, of course. But there is more and more BV members who are women. So especially at TT, there is already. So let's come back to the pitch. Prepare yourself. Think what your counterpart is interested in to put your message, and try to be clear on your message. Okay, and train yourself. So train yourself, ladies. Oh, I think I have a message last. Oh yeah. The last thing I wanted to say, a successful pitch will open opportunity to you, not necessarily solve your need immediately. If you said, I want to become SL1, and I prepare myself to tell him why I am SL1, within 1 minute you will not become SL1. What you can achieve is within 1 minute that the person will remember you, and we say, oh, that was an interesting person with interesting ideas, and she's working in TT or wherever, PS or wherever. This, yes, you can achieve. But to believe that you can achieve your SL1 within 1 minute talk, this is unrealistic. Okay? But opening opportunities, of course. Of course. And sometimes, today I didn't really hear this kind of discussion, but sometimes people say, why to do career? I heard a little bit that saying, we are women, we are engineer, it's great. No doubt, it's great. The question is, why becoming woman manager? To do it better. To be inspiring for others. So, you know, don't, and this was the reason why I said, to be manager, this is something I don't like. I really don't like. We Lead Bosch is really a concept I like very much. But we need leader. We need people who will inspire. And honestly, we need diversity. And diversity is, so today we are talking about men, women, but diversity is also Asian against Germany. I mean, we are in a German company, and there is no other country represented in the G level than German nowadays. So diversity is important. And why diversity is important? Because our company survived 100 years, but the next 100 years, if we want to survive, we need to come with new idea, new concept. Our end customer are thinking differently. Our customer directly as a B2B are thinking differently. And this is not only having a very narrow view that we can survive. And Robert Bosch is the best example. In 1920, I don't know if Robert Bosch today would be so open-minded like we could imagine, but in 1920s, I mean, the guy opened already in the beginning of the 20th century in China a company. In UK, I think you are the first company outside Germany that Bosch created. He was open-minded. And therefore, our company need diversity, because to be open-minded. Okay? That was my message. And let's try it now. So the idea is, so we can do really as you want. That means somebody come here, you tell me who I should be, and we count 1 minute. And if you want, we discuss that openly all together. Or if you want, afterwards, we take half an hour, 1 hour today, or on the phone, and I give you my personal impression, how I live it. Okay? It's so if you say, I want to try it, but I don't want to comment it with everybody, it's also very fine, and I can make a one-to-one afterwards. Or we can learn from each other. Yeah? And one thing, I screw it up, yeah, and we don't need to be ashamed because we screw it up. Everybody screw it up. There is here, many of you are already manager, and the one who never, ever screw it up, please hand up. Thank you, you are honest. And the one who screwed it up more than one time ends up
Most days, every day.
every day. So don't be afraid, okay? And we will not put it this sequence in the internet. I think, yeah, it's keeping between us. We cut that off, and so go ahead. The first one is always the most difficult one. Come on, don't let me alone here. Yes, please. Thank you so much.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So could you start by who you are and why you attended today?
My name is Iona Strawson. I'm the mechanical design team leader at Bosch Rexroth in Cirencester. I came today because I've been a member of the Women in Engineering Society for a number of years, so I've been doing a few events supporting the International Women in Engineering Day. And Bosch is actually the first company I've worked for who have a specific event each year on this day, so I came to be involved.
Thank you. What did you find most interesting about today?
To hear the mix of opinions in the room from quite a broad range of women from across the company in different roles, quite a free exchange of ideas and opinions, to see lots of different people's perspectives on what's important in the engineering sector generally, but also for women, recruitment and development of engineers within Bosch and within the engineering industry. Yes, that was really interesting.
Okay, and what are your key takeaways from the event?
So my key takeaways are probably to be more proactive. There's a lot of ideas as to lots of things that could be done to improve not just the number of women in engineering, but retainment of staff and development of careers within Bosch and within engineering. So to really look at what I can be doing as a female engineer, as somebody who is in a team leader role, to foster engineers around me and maybe to change a few minds or just have more discussions and conversations with my colleagues about how having a more diverse workforce, more equality in the workplace benefits everybody. Yeah, and just to do what I can do to make whatever changes I can.
Thank you.
On your message.
Do I have to describe what he's like and you've got to be like him?
You have to try now to talk to me and to give me a message who is important for you, or you try to get something from my side. If I'm Hugh Jackman, a date or something, or in my next movie, in Rome. No kiss.
Hi, could you please just briefly introduce yourself and why you attended today's event?
Yeah, so my name is Seth Walker. I came today because I care a lot about diversity, about inclusion in the workplace and in general. I take part in a lot of things, a lot of communities to do with this outside of work as well. And this is obviously quite an important one to me inside of work, especially for in my office where in terms of full-time engineering staff, I am the entire female workforce. So.
Okay, and what did you find most interesting about it?
In terms of interest, mainly the engineering side of the topics. So particularly my background is AI, robotics, machine learning, this kind of thing. So being able to have a look around the plant, see the factory automation and the AGVs in particular was fantastic. In terms of other informational takeaway, I don't know about interesting so much as concerning. There are some concerning figures that I think we definitely need to fix, which is scary, but we can deal with it.
Okay, so what would you say are your key takeaways from today?
I think the female population count, if you like, for engineering in Bosch UK as a whole, particularly the fact that in terms of well, in fact, overall, looking at the figures that we saw today, there's actually been a decline in the last 2 years, so we're actually slipping backwards slightly, and this is something that we definitely need to fix. Female engineers are out there. We need to work out why they aren't applying to us and why they're not staying with us when they do come in.
And finally, would you recommend this event to other colleagues, and would you attend next year?
Yes, to both. I actually also attended the event last year, and I was recommending it this year. I know a lot of interns and people like that do come down to this one. Management at my local office is less inclined to send interns as representatives of our company, so yeah, it ends up just being me. But I'm trying to get more people involved, trying to get more people in the team to come down here and be part of it as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So I'm Heather, and I've been following your career for many years, and I'm inspired by your story because you're really in contact with the people you perform with, people, directors, actors. You inspire people, and I'd like to be involved in that in the future.
How involved?
So I'd like to be part of the crew that you go on tours with, and I'd like to learn how you inspire people being close to that.
Do you have experience in that field?
I don't have any experience in that field.
Tell me why, if you have no experience, why you believe you can go in the crew?
Because I believe I can do anything that I want, and I'd like to try something new.
That's your minute.
Should we comment together or later?
I'm happy to go comment now, yeah.
So first of all, when you say I can do it, the fact that you speak to somebody you don't know, especially, show that yes, you are a person who have strong willingness. So I can believe that. Okay? But within this 1 minute, honestly, I didn't get why you in that case. Again, it's very difficult. You will never get what you want in this 1 minute. It is basically impossible. Nevertheless, you can give attraction and and interest on that point. So. Now, for me personally, and in case Hugh Jackman, he knows that he is the best actor. He knows that he has a lot of fans. He knows that everybody is following him.
I'm no different. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this was what I said with I'm very hard now, of course, but it's to help you all of you to understand the situation. If you are only saying what you already know, if I say to Mr. Denner, wow, 70 billion euro, I know it. I mean, you know it because I told you. So, yeah. Okay, so you have to think what others don't know. And in case of Hugh Jackman, a story, if you have a fan, a story that not so many people know, then oh, okay, she's really interested. Yeah. So that is a little bit the feedback.
Let's try again now.
Another one?
So, here at Worcester, as part of Women at Bosch, we've got a group called Women in Tech. So it's women who are engineers, who work in tech, who are in Bosch because we're an engineering company. And so in the next section, we have 4 presentations from 4 of the women in techs. We're basically going to showcase some of the innovations we have here at Worcester Bosch, and how that will transform the future, or how that is starting to transform our future for heating and hot water. So you may know a thing or two about gas boilers. A lot of you have gas boilers. Hands up if you've got a boiler in your house, which is a gas boiler. That's 90% maybe. But today we'll learn about hydrogen boilers and their development here at Worcester Bosch from Victoria Davis. Next we will find out about 5G and how it's transforming our factory from Dolores and Suzuki. You might have seen a thing or two when you had your tour. Ylva Althorp will then give us an introduction on the concept of connected boilers. And finally, Melanie Torrent will give us an insight into the latest AGV, which I believe stands for Automated Guided Vehicle. There. Perfect. So if we can start with Victoria and hydrogen boilers.
Hi, my name is Vic. I joined the company last June as an intern. I work on the Highlight project here at Worcester, so we're developing hydrogen-ready appliances. So this project was very important to me because I'm quite passionate about climate change, and I'll just begin. So the main topics I'll talk about is the feasibility of using hydrogen as a fuel for instead of natural gas in the home. I'll then talk about some engineering challenges that will go along with the hydrogen boiler, and then talk about some of the solutions that are in progress in development. At the end, I'll give some contact information about the team as well. So why the interest in hydrogen? We all know that by 2050 we aim to be carbon neutral, especially in the UK. And it's quite interesting to know that a third of the greenhouse gases at the moment is from the heating industry. So if we can convert, instead of using natural gas that emits these greenhouse gases, we can use hydrogen, then we can take up a whole third of our carbon emissions out of the equation. So here's just a normal natural gas appliance. The gas would come through from the main supply underground into the middle pipe of that appliance there and get mixed with the air from outside. It would then get burnt into the middle section there and ignited, so that any heat produced in that heat cell would get conducted through the metal and the water surrounding the heat cell and then be transported throughout the house as heating or hot water. When developing this appliance, there's questions that we usually ask is how would we ignite the gas? What kind of materials would be suitable for the environment? And specifically for conversion, what components would have to change so that it'd be able to run on hydrogen gas?
And why you attended today?
Hi, so my name is Katie Chapman. I work in controlling, so not engineering based, but I came today as part of Women at Bosch. So I'm on the core team in Denham.
What did you find most interesting about today?
Learning about engineering in general. I don't have much knowledge on engineering at all. But I would say for me it's the networking side, so making sure that the people in Women at Bosch or the people that are involved in Women at Bosch are gaining a network.
Okay. And what are your key takeaways from today?
I think the ideas that people came up with for how we can change the challenges that are going at the moment, and also learning all about what Worcester are doing in terms of their future of transformation. It's really interesting.
Perfect. And would you recommend this event and would you attend next year?
Yes, definitely. I think it's not just for engineers, so I think that's something that maybe you can start broadening it out and making it clear that it's not just for engineering, it's something about learning about it. I've taken some key takeaways even though I have no engineering background at all. I think it's really valuable if you want to build a network as a woman and to develop yourself in Bosch itself.
Thank you very much.
So first we'll have a look at the existing evolution of cellular technologies, and 5G is for us to be 100 times faster than 4G. This can be seen in the example of how long it will take a 2-hour movie to download. On a 5G network, it's predicted to take 3.6 seconds compared to the 6 minutes on a 4G network. So it's predicted that the introduction of 5G will increase the plant efficiency by 1%.
Please start by introducing yourself and why you attended today's event.
So my name's David Hunt. I'm responsible for manufacturing operations and engineering here at Worcester. The reason that I attended the event today was partly to do with what I've just said. I'm responsible for a large engineering department within the organisation. This topic is obviously linked to engineering, and anything that promotes professionals in engineering is really important to me. So coming today, meeting these range of people that were involved in engineering or wanted to be involved in engineering, it was really important to hear their perspectives.
What did you think was the most interesting topic today?
In terms of what was the most interesting part of the day, I think it's really interesting to see other people's perspectives. Obviously, my perspective is based upon my experiences. There was a broad range of women from across Bosch, and it was interesting to see the different perspectives, the different things that are challenging them. Also, I think for me it was I was able to see that actually in TTGB, I think we're in a good place. I think that we've started a really good, strong journey, both in terms of women in engineering, but also in terms of diversity. Diversity is at the core of what I believe. I think Carl said it right at the beginning. To become the best at what we do, we need a diverse workforce. We need the skills, we need the perspectives, we need to be able to work in different ways. And I think it was really eye-opening to see for TTGB, but also to see the energy in the room of people wanting to really make a difference.
And last question, would you attend this event next year, and would you recommend it to other colleagues?
So I think, yeah, my reason at the beginning that I said is exactly the same next year. So yeah, I would attend next year. And would I recommend others to come? Yeah, I think that for people to be involved in an event like this, to see the things that I've seen today, discuss the topics, understand the perspectives, everyone will benefit from it. And I think there was a suggestion in there that people should try and bring along a male colleague next time so that we get that diversity even in a situation like this.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
15 years, and I started in Bosch 2 years ago. I work in business systems, which takes care of SAP system, and I'm here today to talk about if connected boilers can transform the future. Many of you, if not all of you, will recognize this guy. Beginning of the year, Bosch made a massive effort to put the Bosch brand on the IoT market, to transform us from purely a hardware company into an IoT company. And by doing that, they started already a few years back when they put in a 3S strategy with sensors, software, and services. So I put that to a boiler. So a boiler today has a lot of sensors, but to make it work, we need to have a gateway that can transfer this into a cloud. And then this cloud will forward that information to some sort of device and a person that makes. And together then with the sensors, you'll have the software on both the sensors and the cloud, but also on the device that the person has, and all of that then becomes a service of some sort that we want to deliver.
Hi, I attended today because I am really interested in women and how we're going to progress in the engineering. My name is Heather Thelby. I work in customer training at Worcester Bosch. I've found it a really interesting day. I've met lots of really interesting people. I was really pleased to see quite a few men here as well, and to get their take on what women in engineering means to them. And what I think the biggest takeaway for me is that I'm on the right path, and I feel like I'm doing things in the correct way. So that's really, really nice to see and hear. I met lots of really interesting people, and so I definitely made connections today, so at least 10 connections, people all around the UK and of all nationalities and different backgrounds. And so I've learned about my pitch, and how I'm going to pitch in the future, and those people will definitely help me in the future.
And would you attend next year, and would you recommend this event to someone?
I would 100% attend this event next year, and I'm going to recommend it to lots of people. It's been really, really good. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon. Me again, Mel Torrent. Just here to talk to you about the automation and robotics here we've got at Worcester. So introducing automation and robotics into the workplace. So why would we do it? It makes them more efficient processes, we get higher production rates, more efficient use of materials, so there's less waste, better product quality, and improved safety. It also frees up people to work on more complicated and intricate work rather than doing repetitive processes. So the examples of robotics and automation here at Worcester is we've got the automatic guided vehicles. So hopefully on the tour that you had this afternoon you saw our 2 AGVs maybe wandering around singing to themselves. So we've got 2 of them. We are actually having a competition at the moment to name them. So they will have a name, but they don't have one yet. So if you are here at Worcester, please do vote.
I will be sending these slides out after the meeting to everybody, so you'll have a copy of them. Unless there's anything that's really sensitive in there, which I'll ask for in advance. If anybody does have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to contact one of us, and we'll try and help you as best we can. Thank you for attending.
Thank you for attending.
Happy International Engineering Day on Sunday.